Bring it over this way a little bit. So we'll get in the center. Test, test. Turn it up just a little. Test, 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 test. Turn it up. Test, 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 test. Maybe a little more. Test, test. Is that all? Is that all I got? I'll give it some more. Test, test. Okay, that's good. Yeah. All right. Fine. I know there are a lot of rumors going around, so I think I'll make a statement in order to dispel the rumors. I talked to Tommy yesterday. Hello, Bert. How you doing?
I'm substitute teaching today. That's why I dropped in.
Great. Tommy? Bernhardt.
Still name of Bernhardt.
You can have that seat there, wouldn't you? Bert's probably better than this one. He always likes to sit there. All right. Let it go. Are you think I want to turn down? No. All right. Now I can come back. Yes. What?
This is Robinson's last day.
Robinson, last day.
This is Kay's last day.
All right.
It's Rex last day too.
All right. Fine. Now, this has been enjoyed having both of you, and I'm skating too, you know. I mean,
I've enjoyed having you.
we've just had some problems sometimes when you're getting getting here on time. It's not any different problem. But now to go back to what I was saying, I talked with Tommy yesterday some about whether or not the rumors that he was hearing, or if he had heard any, might cause some problem within the a cappella choir. And as you know, we've tried real hard this year to keep from having any internal problems. We try every year. Coaches do. Everybody does, because we know that's what can make you a bad performance, make you a bad game. That can lose games for you and make for bad performances if you have internal problems in an organization. And it's the most difficult thing right there to manage with a group like this, is to keep there from being criticisms of each other, undermining things and things that will take from the group effort. I am not music director at Southside Baptist Church anymore, and that's what the rumors have been about. I've been part-time director there for 15 years. The church has, I would say, has needed a full-time director the last few years, at least. At one point, I proposed my resigning so they could get a full-time director about 5 years ago, and I was even told by the pastor at the time, hey, don't you suggest to them to do this, because the church is not ready yet to hire a full-time music manager. Not too long after the present pastor came, he felt that the church needed a full-time music man and asked the personnel committee to get him a full-time music man, and the personnel committee discussed it and decided not to go that route, but in order to give him more help, to hire an outreach leader. Well, the committee on that was looking for a while, and then the church decided to have a staff study committee to study the future staff projection of the staff needs for the church. So that committee then came back recommending that the church get a full-time music director. They had several recommendations, and one was to expand the staff, but to only hire half, pay another half salary. Like I was drawing a half salary or less, but to add money with that. One thing was the salary that had been proposed for an outreach leader wasn't enough to find a really top man. But to combine the music director's salary and that outreach leader's salary would be enough to find a top man somewhere. And they recommended that, and the deacons approved it, and I said, that's fine with me if the church wants to do that. But it was voted down by quite a large majority, and I had told them all along, whenever they're ready to go to a full-time man, that's fine with me. And then it came back up again, so and this time it passed, and that was to dismiss me so they could proceed with finding the full-time staff member that some felt like they needed. So to dispel any rumors, and also I didn't go ahead and resign, even though I could tell clearly that it would pass this time, but I was afraid I'd get in the position that Agnew got in when it looked like he was going to be leaving, so he up and resigned. And then people tacked on any kind of accusations they wanted to say that this is the reason or that's the reason. So I said, okay, I'd rather it went on the other way. It comes to the floor of the church, and there's discussion on it, and everybody sees clearly what the picture is. The other than just needing a bigger staff and a man that had more time, I can see it's very difficult to a pastor, especially a church that size, when he doesn't have the music man there anytime during the day that he needs to talk to him. Also, he felt that I should be doing a lot of, say, helping in the outreach and those kind of things, which is perfectly legitimate, but I just didn't have time, as you all know, with this job. And this job is going to be first with anything I do. This is my job. I'm serving the Lord there, but I can serve the Lord as a layman, rather than a paid staff member. So I just feel like that this job must be first, and if we've got activities and all, I'm going to have to do those, and that would be upsetting sometimes to an employer to say ask me to do something and I couldn't do it. Or if, for instance, even staff meetings, if they had the staff meetings up in the daytime, I couldn't be at them, and visitation and a lot of activities like that. So I'm quite relieved from not having that big a responsibility. I may direct at another church, but a smaller one where it's not near as taxing time-wise. And on the other hand, there are a couple of other things that I may do as a servant of the Lord, because that I'm going to keep doing for sure. And I think all of you should too, in your own way. You don't have to be a paid salary person to be serving the Lord. And I think it's more rewarding if you're not. I've done it both ways, and it's a lot more rewarding if you're serving the Lord just on your own. Nobody's paying you to do it, and you're just taking it on your own and doing what you think is your responsibility. So I'll enjoy that. I'll also enjoy the rest, and may not be as cross with you all sometimes when I don't have two jobs to be worrying about and running to the other and back to the other, because that does get to be a headache about the time you get everything thought out and figured out here, and then you end up at the other job and, oh, wait a minute, I got to get reorganized now because here are the demands of this position. So this is my job, has always been my job that I came to find love for, and this is going to be my number one job as long as I continue in this position. And I think that's, if a fellow is going to be a teacher, he must be committed to teaching. Or a lady, either. Okay. I take this so nobody would accuse me of saying something I didn't say. So it's not bugged because I didn't tape any of you, I just taped me. But I have it exactly as I said it. Okay. Mr. Wallace?